Hello everyone, and welcome back to our little office here in Garden Inn, where I have already had a bit of a busy morning, making sure that my guinea pigs stop chasing each other around in circles. I actually forgot that we named this plant Daisy's toe beans. How did I forget that? How? Because that's absolutely adorable, and it points out that there is actually going to be an opportunity to name another new plant today, as well as go ahead and look at some of the interesting plants that we have been trying to grow in some of the other areas, and also to smile as here we are taking another step forward. I am really amazed because it is kind of difficult to get back into the habit of recording videos. It is kind of difficult to bring myself back into that mindset that I want to be in of creating entire worlds together, and also for myself. It's been really humbling how my imagination feels like it has been kind of it has been hard, it's been elusive to be able to track down over the last couple years. And I think that's just because of everything that has happened in my life. And one of the things, other than just time itself seeming to have been picked up like a picture or a window and then just shattered into pieces, a kaleidoscope of like mosaic pieces that I have to put back together, is that it feels like it's been hard to dive into my imagination, to dive into my sense of play and delight and joy. And I have been so uncertain about like, but how do I make that happen? How do I find that again? Oh, and I can't wait to see how those plants have grown because these are very interesting new plants that we'll be looking at in just a moment here. But today and yesterday, when I was thinking about those things and trying to think about how do I start taking those steps and finding that oh, we have some new rewards, I can't wait to see, and finding how to build that world of imagination and stories, creativity and hope. And since the very beginning of our adventures together, I have been a big advocate. I have no idea where this belief came from. I think it was just from like life experience, and it seemed a little bit obvious to me when I started talking to all of you about it. But I truly believe that our creativity and imagination are extremely necessary keys for hope, because our hope is made out of the ability to be curious and the ability to imagine something different. Hope is built out of our sense of creativity and our sense of wonder and our sense of discovery, our sense of being able to imagine something different, to hope, to really feel the seeds of hope take root, whether it be in an air garden, a water garden, or soil, is to be able to imagine that something that doesn't feel right can be different. And so if you want to nurture and strengthen hope in your life, then nurturing your creativity and your imagination so that you can look at a situation and you can think, this, and what about this? Or from this angle? Or what if it was different like this? And that's when I think storytelling and being able to, oh, this is really a very cute plant. I'm so excited to see what it grows into. That's what I truly believe some of the strength of storytelling and building our imagination and encouraging that in people, in each other, and especially in ourselves. I think that is so vital, because if you want to be able to hope, if you want to be able to look at something that you're like, oh, I really don't like how this feels, or this just doesn't sit 100% right, or if you are looking at a situation that you wish could change in any kind of way, then or you see even something as as harm, like stepping away from like that intensity of there's something wrong, but even to shift away from just verbalizing this as, oh, something's wrong and you need to fix it or change something, but even just to look at like art supplies or like toys or sports equipment that you have and try to figure out what to do with it. That's kind of a type of hope and imagination in my mind. Hope might be a little different because it does, to me, have an element of desiring the pursuit of emotions that make you feel good. And it's not just chasing good things, it's chasing a sense of validation and presence and a sense of being in life, a sense of being connected to life, a sense of being able to see in some small way, even if it's just progressing towards that direction, something that you just know is more in the direction of the way that the world and life and existence and reality can flourish a little bit better. Some of its best qualities being brought out. To me, that's hope. So actually, yeah, if you look at your sports equipment, like say the tennis balls or my skates, or we actually have what is apparently an extremely popular sport in America now, and I had no idea, but I was told by some family, like, it's America's #1 growing sport. We have some pickleball, a little pickleball set that some family who were visiting left here. And even just looking at that and I guess imagining what's some way that some positive attribute or element of this can be brought out, can have a moment of time and existence to kind of be highlighted, I guess that is actually a kind of hope. So I think I'm going to be looking at my pickleball set with a little bit more, I guess, optimism and less about like, oh man, I should really be using the exercise stuff, and I can't wait to be like feeling good enough to go and just like smack those little balls around with my husband. And the guilt that sometimes exercise equipment that's just sitting in a corner. To be fair, it's like under freezing here right now, so in temperature. But to be able to look at those things now, and instead of feeling that kind of emotion, I'm really excited about the idea of just looking at them with a sense of hope for, instead of thinking, oh, I should have been using this, thinking, ooh, what are the positive attributes that I could highlight with this thing? What are the things that I could make stand out that just add a little bit more of the positive like traits of this thing that I like to some degree into existence right now? How can I highlight some of its bestness into, yeah, its bestness, I said, I'm standing by that word, into existence right now? And I think that's what I've been able to think a lot more about because of just showing up and watering these little plants. Because I have been thinking, you know, no matter what I do, no matter what I talk about, no matter if it's like we've spoken before, I'm really trying to cultivate that sense of imagination, curiosity, delight, for myself, but also share it with everyone because it just feels fun and beautiful. But by showing up and just watering the plants and letting my mind, my ability to speak and think out loud actively and with all of you just come out, then I am actually being able to highlight the bright colors of these plants, the adorableness of the little planters. I am able to highlight, if not like if the words I say don't carry the experience we have of being here in this moment together, that's okay, because that's taking pressure off me, in other words, because instead, at least I know that I get to highlight the positive attributes that I like about being here in our little pixel garden. The colors of the flowers, the way that I have that never-ending sense of like, oh, I'm sorry, little bugs, but I'm really glad these little like mites that we chase away from our plants don't have little wings. I'd feel even more guilty. But you know, I like the idea that it just kind of shoos them away, like when you put peppermint or bug spray on, that like just the bugs don't want to go near you anymore. That's nice to think about. I tell you what, when you get a macro lens for your camera, like my husband gave me for my birthday a couple years ago, and you start looking really up close at all of the little insects, it changes so much. You become terrified of certain insects and like, oh my gosh, you're so much more scary than I thought you would be. And like, I've fallen in love with moths and especially jumping spiders. Every time I find a jumping spider now, I am just so enchanted. When you see their movements up close, oh, maybe, I know there are people who are legitimately afraid of spiders, so I don't want to just like have like Spider Saturday and spook people, but maybe I will. Like, is there a jumping spider appreciation day? Oh my word, actually, hang on, I need to find out. Is there a jumping spider appreciation day? International Jumping Spider Day is my sister's birthday, October 10th. Oh my gosh, I have got to tell her later. I guess I'll put that down on my calendar, and maybe that will be the day where, with some gentle warnings, I do have a friend who he's awesome, he's amazing, and he truly is afraid of spiders, and I've learned that's not a joke. Like, I'm afraid of certain things, like escalators. Again, I can laugh about it, but I am very afraid of escalators. And it's not a joke. Like, it's something that it's a struggle, and it's like, how could I be this old in my life and still like my beloved husband Chips has had to like kind of prop me up when we've been forced to use escalators, like at airports, that we just have to use it and we gotta go. Once I think I got so pale and clammy, and I think he was really afraid I was gonna faint, because you're traveling and you don't have a lot of time to eat or drink water, and so I think it's just so sweet. Other times when we've had enough time, he'll plot the entire course through the airport to make sure we don't have to use an escalator, and I just think that's so sweet. But you know, maybe we'll be able to have a jumping spider appreciation day. And look at our little butterflies. They're coming from this plant? That's what I mean. That's what I mean. One of the things that I have really loved about coming into this garden is it's helped me start taking those simple steps to just show up and be among and create some of this beauty, and realize, oh, that sense of discovery, that sense of colorful imagination and creativity happened. Like, and it didn't have to be perfect, and it adds to my hope. Coming here and watering the plants and talking to all of you with whatever's on my mind right now, and kind of building that muscle memory again, building that routine, learning how to ride the bike of storytelling again, and being able to bring all the experiences I've been through together so that it just can become part of like the wholeness of who I am, but then move forward into hope and imagination and creativity. That's the magic to me about just these little plants, is you don't have to strive to do anything other than just water them and chase away those little mites. Hope they aren't as cute as a little jumping spider. And then you see all this color, and it feels like such a gift that it was that simple. It wasn't creating complicated storylines or stressing about editing or wondering what people will think. It's just the beauty of, ooh, I showed up and I watered the little plants and all these colorful things happened. And I think if you too have something that is just that simple in your life, it is such a gift, because it nourishes creativity, because it nourishes a sense of hope, of ease, that you can do something, and at the other side of that action, it didn't have to be perfect, and you get to see all those colorful surprises. but you did get to participate. It's not passive either, 100%, because it's not like just pulling up a video to watch. You had to show up and talk and water the plants and chase away the little bugs and smile. Like, the smiling like isn't a requirement, it just is happening anyway. And I think that that's amazing. What other things? Now I'm going to spend today looking around myself as I start to try to continue to tell more stories in other areas and build those muscles. I feel like there have to be other things in my life that I just haven't quite seen that can nourish that hope. And I think maybe that's the formula. It does require a little bit of participation. It's not just like pulling up something that's kind of like you turn your mind off and you scroll and then you can look at all the pretty pictures. It doesn't feel as engaged as when you're not participating. So you have to participate. That's part of the formula. But then something where the participation is kind of simple and yet you have to be engaged at some level, and the results are just colorful and bright, but you can see it before and after. Like, I think that's kind of a formula. I'm gonna look around myself for other things that nourish hope, and maybe that's the formula for actually creating stories and adventures and other episodes for a lot of our series. Maybe not the ones that have like a lot of plots and a lot of extra bits that I add to it, but maybe for a lot of our series that's just the formula, is participation and being able to see it before and after, and then just searching for being able to kind of highlight like the colors in our flowers here, or the silliness of our Sims. An attribute that brings out that adds something to the world that just is a bit more aligned with like the flourishing that you know the world could have. So there's my very odd Seri ramble for the day. But I don't mind. I've enjoyed and I've felt my confidence really start to build as I have leaned into the rambling again and leaned into speaking with all of you here again. I have no idea if what I say is gibberish or makes any sense half the time, but I'm just trying to focus on if I feel like it added some color and delight into the world right now. And I really like those results. Speaking of color and adding things into the world, I do feel like naming another plant. And now I'm kind of thinking like, what color would hope be? I kind of want to name this plant because I feel like it's one of our original plants. It was planted 2 years ago. That's just so amazing to me. Its little herbarium says that it is easily recognizable by its red coloring. It's such a modest but gorgeous flower. That to me, that seems like a good representative for today and for the adventures of the day. Also, I do believe, no, it's a titmouse, not an eastern phoebe. Sorry, I thought a rare bird just flew by the window just now and I was gonna be like, oh my gosh, what timing. I think I want to replant this little one. It needs to be in a water plant dish, a teapot. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, I'm so excited because there are actually a bunch of new planters that we can open up. So let's actually take a peek at those because I totally didn't realize there have been so many. What do you mean a miniature barn and feathery chicken and vintage cabinet decoration? Oh my gosh. Is that from the progression? Oh my word. So there are different rooms with different things you can unlock, and I believe we've unlocked everything in every room. Pretty darn sure. Let me double check. Because you have to look at the little trophy to see the progression. We have unlocked everything over here. Let's go check in the sciencey room. The sciencey room I'm really excited for because I think it's going to allow us to have a lot of space, just like this garden, to do a lot of experimenting with some of the plants. And indeed, we haven't finished this one. Oh! Well, I mean, we have, but we could earn more plant points for whatever that's worth. I think we have accomplished Oh my gosh, we haven't accomplished all of the... We have so many things we can still work on, you guys. Oh, that makes me so excited. See, and having those little things to look forward to is also, in my mind, a little element of like that hope. Oh my gosh, and have 50 plants grown on the balcony, and we unlock the Let It Snow and the comic book layover. Hey now. Hands in the dirt would give us Infinite Garden hypersaturated. Head in the clouds, over otherworldly sky and warm. Feet in the water, underwater and cold. The best one, 30 copies of the same plant in the same room, balloon parade and pencil. Master gardener, zen garden and focused. Oh my gosh, that sounds like that would be really fun. Perfectionist, bubble bath, rainbow hue, cartoon, and oil paint. Oh my gosh, those are just like the global achievements. But there are also really cute things that give me some excitement and hope to look forward to. I had no idea. Like, I think we're working on the cottagecore. Keep growing plants after completing all rewards in a room's progression to earn botanical mastery points. And night stars. Place up to 5 of these plants in a vase today to gain bonus points when it grows. I didn't know there were plants of the day. And look, so the cottagecore, we just unlocked a few things. There's a little chicken coop and a little cow. Oh my gosh, I don't want to peek too much. Oh, is that an eggshell? Oh, you guys. Oh my gosh. So there's cottagecore. There's the Holly Jolly unlocks. Tales of old. Oh my gosh, is that like a slime cube? No way. I love fantasy things so much. How did I not know this was here? Oh, we're absolutely going to have to work on that. New Year's festivities, a day for 2, love is in the air. Oh my gosh. And like Valentine's, Chips and I don't really celebrate, but just knowing that it's like coming around, that's very cute. Oh, we should definitely celebrate Valentine's with the guinea pigs this year. That would be adorable. Oh, which one to pick? I love fantasy stuff so much. And there might be planters we could use that are like fantasy themed, but I also love cottagecore stuff. Oh man. Oh, which one do I pick? Which one do I pick? I mean, I guess we're already on the cottagecore, but okay, we're going to be having a lot of extra little Garden Inn rambles coming up, I think, because this is what I mean. Maybe that's another element to this formula I'm trying to make of how to like build your creativity and your hope muscles or whatever they are, like skill, I want to say, is being able to have those waypoints of celebration like I talked about last time. And now this is a waypoint of celebration. How to get to the waypoint of celebration? Participation. Something where you can see a before and after change by having participated. And is that it? And then I think an ease of the spirit, like an ease of your heart that just doesn't hold you back from taking the steps. And we talked a little bit about that like a few episodes ago. So now wow, hey, my whole chest feels lighter and happier, and that feels amazing. I really want to just a little bit of the Tales of Old. I have to just try. I know cottagecore is adorable. I just have to try the Tales of Old. So let's pop over to the balcony because that's where one of the big boosts is actually from. And have we completed everything in the balcony? I believe we have. So that means that the things that we do here should count towards the new little piece that we're working on. So night stars. Plant up to 5 of these plants in a vase today. Let's look at our night stars and see where they are. This is quite fun. So the night stars are in loam. They're a ground plant, and not every star in the night sky needs to shine, but I think it would be quite fun to see the night stars here. So let me clear away some of these little margarita glasses from some of our other plants. And then very lovingly but firmly, I'm going to force myself, oh my gosh, I don't want to, but I'm going to force myself to see off the plants that are in the little hybridization tanks. Oh my gosh, that's really hard to do actually. But I'm gonna force myself to release them to the universe, because we kind of need the space. And then let's see, can I move these? I'm gonna move these books down a little bit. I like the idea of just having my little hidden library down there. The little paint palette I'll move down here for just a little bit. Maybe we'll recolor some things soon. And then move some of the new plants we've grown. And we'll look into them shortly. But we need ground plant in space. This is going to be for our night stars. There's a cauldron. Oh my word, that's very cute. There's the dice. I didn't know we had a dice for that. Witch's hat, a noggin, a skull. And then honestly for the night stars, why not this little light setup? That sounds really fun. Can I get multiple of them put in? Oh, that reminds me. See, now my heart is pounding with happiness and joy. And I just remembered, oh yeah, didn't I want to do a special, like, florist, bring back the Fangs and Flowers series in a special way in our Sims 4 adventures with a vampire and a very unique plant sim mod for Valentine's? I just remembered that. I wonder, oh, now I'm tearing up a little because I wonder if that's my creativity kind of waking up and being like, hi again. Also, I guess we can get some lullaby pendants planted. I don't think we've planted those just yet. And oh my gosh, I really, I'm like really having really hard not to cry because I think being here and practicing like this is waking up my creativity and my sense of hope and not making me afraid to tell stories again. And why would I be afraid? Because after everything that like went down, I just didn't have it in me to be able to handle people being really hard. I needed to protect who I am. And now I'm realizing like, oh, look at that. You can hope and you can create a world and it's going to be okay. And that's powerful if you ask me. So now we've got the lullaby pendants. We've got our little night stars. I think everybody is all watered and good and tucked away into their new pieces. And we'll let these little ones grow. Did you need some water, friend? You look a little... How did you get so dry, huh? How did everybody else get the water but not you? All right. Oh, and now this one's dry. Oh my gosh. I guess the new seeds... Oh dear. I actually need to keep an eye on them. I guess I'll pop in and like make sure they're watered so that we can get them grown. And we'll probably be talking sooner than later. And now that I'm starting to figure out that foundation again. Oh, hello babies. They want some snacks. Hi. But now that I'm starting to figure out that foundation again of how to have creativity and hope and that as a skill and as something that feels like it can be part of my life, then I think we'll start moving on into talking about other things, like any questions you could leave me in the comments and I can start gently sifting through them and seeing if there's one that resonates, like something I feel like, oh, let's just chit chat about this. Or we might even just start brainstorming out loud because it seems to be extremely helpful for me. Some of the other adventures and stories that we can start creating. In fact, I even have kept next to me this time around. And here we go. Fangs and Flowers. A little notebook so that as I get really excited, and I'm going to put plant sims with a heart, about the ideas like Tobing Tuesdays that we have together, I have a spot to make sure that at least we have that written down so I can remember as a little waypoint for other adventures we can have together. So thank you guys so much for joining me. We will go and name this little plant. I think that I'm going to name this little water sun. I think I'm gonna call it Horizon. Horizon's Dawn. There we go. Which is gonna sound like a different game that I need to go back and replay and finish. But it's meant to think about the dawn that's in the horizon that you can walk towards. All right, time to feed these guinea pigs and create some creativity and thus hope. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.